What is going on? I am zmoT, and today is War Factory Day. That's right, the closest event to Mega Crab. And we've got Dr. T crawling along our beach. I don't know what he's doing. I assumed that as soon as the Christmas tree went away, the Christmas music went away, the winter went away, he'd be gone and never to return, but there he is. I'm just going to leave him be. If you touch him, he'll fly away as a helicopter, but he looks pretty happy and content there on the beach. So we're going to have a look at War Factory today. It is up here as usual. Now, I say that War Factory is the most similar to Mega Crab. It's kind of true. A lot of the times we're going to clear towards core, which is what you'll do a lot of the times on Mega Crab. And warriors are not terribly useful a lot of the time, especially on this one. Wow. Lots of shield gens that have a lot of health. So we're going to have to make a free snipe for this one. Yeah, we're not going anywhere near those shield gens. It's like a shock blaster and what's that? 6 hot pots? No, thank you. A limited number of grapplers though, which is a nice little bonus only over here. These hot pots are going to be a complete pain. We can't activate hot pots with an HQ18 because we don't have critters. So I'm going to get rid of that with universal remote. What else can we get rid of? There's not a lot to do here. Wow, this is terrible. Mildly terrible. The grappler will not pull into the hot pot's range. Just a little bit unfortunate. I'm tempted to go over to this side. we've never really done. We always go right where those hot pots are. I'm tempted to go to the right hand side for some reason. I feel like Rifle Zooka would get basically everything in this area. So let's try that. Yeah, let's try that. What the heck? We might as well get... I'm just going to go right, and we'll see. Because there's only one Doom Cannon over here. It doesn't really range. One Grappler, not a big deal. So we're going to do that, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to start out with using the Universal Remote, though. I'm going to get rid of... Actually, you know what? We could get rid of that, even. I'm going to get rid of the 2 mortars. No. The mortars are next to Doom Cannons. I'm going to shock them anyways. I'm going to get rid of the rocket launcher and the shock launcher, and that's it. That's all. And, yeah. We're going to go full frontal. I'm just going to... You know what? I'm going to actually attack on this. I never, ever do this. But I'm going to load 2 boats of rifles just to act as complete fodder, cannon fodder. And we'll get into it. This is a weird one. Just strange. Like, just a hotbed of prototypes this week. Let's get Everspark right to here. Don't need to use any flares, I don't think. Yeah, there we go. So she automatically selects the nearest, so that's not a problem whatsoever. Just gotta make sure we re-smoke her in a reasonable amount of time. You don't even have to rush that, but you just don't want her to get grabbed by any of the grapplers, because then weird things happen. So now let's flare the shock launcher, and I'm going to do my best, absolute best, to keep Everspark alive, because at this point, I mean, we're pretty much good to go. We're just going to go burn through all of that stuff, and Everspark's critters would definitely help us do that, so I'm going to actually flare drop, because we can kind of do that at the moment. And come on, shock launcher. Please go down, shock launcher. There we go. Shock launcher is down. Let's shock some things. And just let nature take its course, I guess, is the best way to put it. We're going to get a bunch of critters out front. And the critters are going to do wonderful things. Might as well shock one more time just to let the critters get some accumulation happening, get the rifles out front. Not my I don't think I've ever used 0 GBE attacks like this before. Like, we're actually using troops in the first attack. Oh no, get over here, you ridiculous things. I started to get... I knew I was going to have to go right at some point, but not quite that early. So beware of lasers, obviously. Now, we're just... I don't think we're losing very... We have 29 rifles right now. We just lost 2 rifles. Okay, so we're starting to lose a couple rifles. Maybe our critters are starting to get into that grappler's blind spot or something like that. But overall, we're just like completely wrecking this right side. Now, I'm going to start to shock these mortars because mortars and I are not on such great terms. I would probably retreat right now, but I have a ton of GBE, so we're just going to keep pushing until I run out of GBE, essentially, is my plan here. Maybe we should go to that back wall. I probably should go to that back wall, but we're not going to. So, just pushing in from... Actually, you know what? We've got a universal remote. Let's try that. Let's get rid of that mortar right there. Beautiful. I think we... No, we didn't even lose Everspark in the process. Cool. So, I don't know if you want to do this or not. This is a fair amount of troops lost. You could do this after universal remoting the mortars maybe and cleaning up a little bit more than I did. But this is going to be a solo for a lot of people. I mean, I am unboosted HQ18 and we're just forging straight ahead with basically zero thought and getting a lot of work done. So if you want to solo it and you are boosted or you're put a little bit more thought into it than I did or something like that, you could probably do that. This is not looking terribly difficult. I mean, Everspark is totally the MVP here, just keeping our troops alive, barely as she dies. Goodbye, Everspark. Goodbye, troops. The entire right side is clear. Very low skill, very low difficulty. We're in good shape. I should have probably universal remoted those mortars because they caused a little bit of grief. But we just got the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rewards, and we're only 9 from the complex gears. So pretty good start. I'm going to leave Everspark at home now, just because this laser is going to just completely... Actually, you know what? I'm going to Bart that laser. That's what I'm going to do instead. Let's do our GBE attack second here. And I'm just going to use all of my GBE on this laser. The other laser is not quite such a big concern, so I'm not going to worry about that as much. And I think I should be able to get it down using just GBE. Let's use a barrage. What the heck? Let's use a barrage. And that is that. What else can we do to make this a little bit more simple? Universal remote can't really get anything, unfortunately. I wonder if I... You know what? Let's do that. Let's do this too. I'm just going to be super paranoid here. And we'll get this laser too. Like, we're gonna have to retreat and come back, but we've only done 2 attacks, which is sort of strange. Like, we almost soloed. Like, if I would have put a little bit of thought or effort into that, we probably could have soloed that, but we didn't, so that's okay. And it's easy to say probably could have soloed it. Like, yeah, man, totally could have soloed it, but I feel like we probably could have. I'm not saying yes 100%, oh man, we're super skilled or something like that, but we're set up for something that looked super dangerous. Like, that right hand side hotpot sort of worries me a little bit still. I wonder if I could just I wonder if I could sacrifice Everspark. Let's do that. We're gonna push the button and flare that. And Everspark, only have to use 1 smoke, perfect. And the reason why I'm doing that is it's going to make that hot pot right beside it pop up, and I can drop some GBE on it, just because we might as well. We've got it to about half health, so if we need it gone in the future, we can get it down later on. Everspark doesn't really matter, obviously, for that. And we're good to go. No, like, there's no triple hacks today. The only real, like, mildly tough thing was keeping Everspark alive there on the first hit. And now this should just go down. Let's Bart this because it's almost dead, and Doom Cannons are terrible. Remember when Doom Cannons used to be, like, not a big deal? Doom Cannons didn't used to do area effect until, like, I think it was the September 2016 update, maybe? Not entirely sure when it was, but Doom Cannons used to be not a big deal, and then they buffed them, and now they're scary dudes. So Let's go. Critter's going to get us into position. Perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping would happen. Let's get that shocked away, and in we walk. Hopefully, hopefully, hopefully not to our death or doom or destruction. Let's get another shock just because there's so many flamethrowers there and I missed the shock. Of course I missed the shock. Let's push the button. Hoping to get... Oh man, I'm missing shocks like crazy today. Okay, so I need to shock that hot pot once it pops up. Come on, hot pot, up you come. There we go. Perfect. Exactly what I was hoping to have happen. Now, our troops are going to walk in, and some of them are probably going to die, but I'm kind of okay with that at the moment. I just need that hot pot to go away. Let's barge it down, actually. Okay, so we're in a pretty good spot here. That hot pot is probably... It is going to pop up. Why is it popping up? Oh, okay, now it's good. You see how your troops' firing rate changes when the hot pot pops up? That's a weird little bug that they'll all start firing at the same time. It's kind of neat, though. Like, it looks kind of pretty how they are all like, it's like, ready, fire! But, yeah. I did not check the health of the core. So I'm going to retreat at the last possible seconds. We can check the health of the shield and the core and all that sort of stuff. And I'm going to have a flare ready here. We have one attack left. I remember seeing that. That would be really embarrassing just to hit retreat. And there we go. So why I'm retreating right now is just so we can check the health from the core, just so that you guys can be aware and plan and all that sort of stuff. Do not need to I do not recommend doing this. This is not me showing off or trying to be cool or something like that. We're just going to check the stats. That's all there is to it on this one. Very, very easy war factory that looked very, very hard though. I think everyone should be able to get through this. And the reason for the rifles are, please pay attention here if you're not sure. Rifles versus sniper towers. Sniper towers kill in one shot. So rifles versus boom cannons, sniper towers. Do not be one of those players that uses tanks or heavies against boom cannons. It's not bright. Like, instead of having 27 guys to get shot in the face, you end up with 3. And so instead of 3 shots, you have no... Anyways, hopefully that makes sense. So pretty beefy shield, 2.4 million. Pretty beefy core. What's that? 488,000. So yeah, tough one as far as health goes. You're not going to get all these shields. I would not recommend going for those back shields ever, basically. Going up the right side is so much easier. Or you can just go, you can probably make a kill zone in here, but I didn't want to deal with hot pots and lasers and things. So let's get back to what we were doing. I'm not going to bring any rifles because they're just going to die. We're going to bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts of Zookas, and we're going to go way out wide just to avoid any risk of any danger whatsoever. Everspark dropping some critters for us. Actually, those critters are actually going to... Nope, they're not going to stay alive. As I say they're about to stay alive, they don't. They die. Okay, so he died. Let's get over into here. Everspark's obviously going to walk a little bit faster, but we don't need any shocks, but I'm going to use one just to be super safe right in here. Cool. Actually, and so anytime the grapplers turn or the boom cannons turn or anything turns, it scares the bejesus out of me, but they're just turning for the critters, so we're in pretty good shape. Here we go. Down goes the core. Smoke for the core. Smoke for the troops. And lots and lots of GBE left. Fairly easy war factory. I never ever use that first attack with just troops. You know what? What I would do if I had to do this again, I would either A, go for the solo, or B, I would reverse my attacks. Like number 2, we got rid of the lasers here, and if that laser right there wasn't there, we would have been able to clear way a little bit more on the right-hand side because it was wrecking our critters, it was wrecking our troops a little bit. So I would get rid of that laser and get rid of the rocket launcher and the shock launcher if you're not looking for a solo. But if you want to go for a solo, by all means, just get to the right wall as fast as you can. But not overly difficult. And although it looks pretty darn scary. That's HQ18. Is Dr. T? Dr. T must have flown away here. Let's see if he's out here quickly. Oh, that's a seagull. Nope, he's gone. He's gone. He did. That's it though. HQ18 War Factory Unboosted. Pretty easy. And you can get it. Just use Rifle Zooka. Please use Rifle Zooka. I can't say that enough times. Please don't be one of those guys that uses heavies against boom cannons. That frustrates me to no end. Low-level task forces, you see that so often. People don't understand that rifles die in one shot and heavies die in one shot. So you might as well use many rifles instead of few heavies. So that's it. Enough ranting and raving. I am zmoT. This was War Factory. Oh, I guess it's March. Whoa. No leap year this year, so March 1st. Welcome to March. Spring is almost here. I am out. Thanks for coming in. Peace.